Hello out there. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvonne. I have had this channel for quite some time now, and I have ebbed and flowed out of making videos and posting things. I have been working a lot on things on the background, but I wanted to shout out to those who have stuck with me through those ebbs and flows. Well, big life changes have happened, and I'm sure they have for all of us, but deep gratitude to those who are still here and who are following me. And I welcome the new people here. I am I am all sorts of things. I am constantly changing. In actual fact, this morning I had a little existential crisis as to who I actually am. And I think that is the sign of the times, knowing that what's within me is without and is above and below. So tapping into something in the field of consciousness that we are all changing. Everything is different to how it was a few years ago. Of course, it is. That's evolution and the revolutionary times that we are in. This channel is all about different things. It's about the cycles of life. It's about astrology. It is about thinking and philosophical topics and, looking at the psyche and the human psyche. I do a lot of work with, this deep psychology. I have a psychology background, but today I really wanted to share with you the magic that is reading the stars. We are of the cosmos. We are of this great epic weaving of a web that is moving from planets to us. Everything is consciousness. Everything is particles. We are atoms. We are, if you go in the quantum physics realm, it's like when we see it, we're there. When we're looking away, everything becomes fractals. So we are a fractal of the greater picture of whatever this is, knowing that time is not linear and that whatever is happening out there in the field, that we can be affected by it, but also we can tap into it to help us navigate whatever's arising. So if that makes sense to you, great. If not, stay tuned and we will go into all these topics more. But today I really, really wanted to talk about is the Pisces new moon. So I run a little group called the Temple of Nuit, and every month we have a circle and we talk about all the transits, all the stars and what's happening and how it is affecting us. So this will work really well if you know your natal chart. I use whole sign houses. There are so many different types of ways of looking at charts. There's different house systems, and they're all correct, right? Because we are all, as I said, we're all a fractal, all coming together as and make this one big, beautiful, diverse picture that is this life, I guess. So I use whole sign houses. So if you have your chart, great, get it out, and we're going to go through this Pisces new moon. If you don't, you can pause this, go and download your chart on astro.com. I will put the links down below so you can get that. You are most welcome to write to me and I can point you into that direction. But let's go. Let's get your chart out. Let's have a look. So to begin with, let's bring this chart out. As you can see, this chart is set for Central Victoria. So I live in Australia. So we've got here in Central Victoria, in Australia, in the eastern seaboard of Australia, we have the Pisces new moon rising at 8 p.m. exactly tomorrow night on the 10th of March, 2024. This is a very powerful new moon, especially if we start talking about, astrocartography, which is astrology to do with the land and location. Because what we see here, this is the AC, is the eastern horizon. So we put E for east. Planets, this is what we see above of us at any given time. And the descendant, which will be at 25 degrees on the opposite side here, this is the western horizon. So the sun sets here. So sun sets. So for those who know astrology, just bear with me. I just wanted to make sure that everybody is understanding what the hell we're talking about. And this is the eastern horizon. So astrology is just cycles. It's cyclical. It's everything moving and like a ginormous clock with all the cogs all working together. And you know, the thing is about astrology, and this is the magic to it, that it all emits, electricity. It all emits like information out, radiating like we do. If you're walking down the street and you start to feel this beautiful sensation within you by someone walking past, that's the same thing. It's a field. It's a field of energy, and that is what we are working with here. Each of these planets are like entities and sending off their vibration. And of course, it's going to affect us. We are of the cosmos. We are galactic citizens. It's the same as, Jupiter is a galactic citizen. The Earth is a galactic citizen. We are a fractal of the Earth. So of course, we're going to be affected by this. So this new moon is happening, as you can see, this is the sun here, and this is the moon at 20 degrees and 16 minutes of Pisces. So this is the sign of Pisces here. It is the last sign of the zodiac. It is the void. It is the space. So let's talk a bit about Pisces energy right now. So Pisces, the symbol of Pisces is two fish swimming. It's also mermaid energy. It is like this great cosmic fish tank that we are in, out in the cosmos. It has the energy of mutable water. So it's a water sign. So it's like, mist, or what even is mutable water. Water is the great connector. It is connecting, the oceans to the rain, to the creeks, to the rivers, to the lakes, and it is cyclical. It moves around. It can go into ice, but it can be a torrent. It could be a trickle, but it's all connecting. And Veda Austin's work is in New Zealand. She works with science of water, and she has done so much research on the memory of water, and it's really powerful. So Veda Austin, I'll put that also in the links. So look up her work. So mutable water is what we're working with. So we don't really know or can even grasp the concept of what even mutable water is, because it's always changing. Each sign has a ruling planet that dominates, that has the energy of that sign. And in Pisces, it's Neptune, the planet of dreaming. It's one of the outer planets. It's out. It's represented by Poseidon, the king of the ocean. But it's like this fork here. This is Neptune here, the glyph, the fork, the right out there. And this here, this little symbol, this little cross at the bottom, that symbolizes a matter. So it's like this matter streaming out to reach out to the furthest parts of the cosmos. And Jupiter, this is Jupiter here in Taurus at the moment, but this is also a ruling sign. So this new moon is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, two beautiful, like expansive. Jupiter is expansive. This is, here is matter here in Jupiter, and then it sort of shoots out and it expands. It is the biggest planet of our cosmos. So this new moon energy is of the dreaming and also of the expansion of the dreaming, and how very appropriate that we are here in the void, the last sign of the zodiac, dreaming something new. This new moon is all about the dreaming. Also, we hear is Saturn. So Saturn here is the boundary maker. It is, the teacher, the elder. And if you've ever worked with Saturn or been in the school of Saturn, he's likely to kick your ass and to say, get on with it. Get on with living your full potential. It's like the dark goddess. She loves you so intently, Saturn loves us so intently that willing to speak truths to us like an elder would, to say, come on, we need to manifest things into matter. The matter, notice the cross is up the top of this glyph, and that is down the bottom is the sickle. You know, bringing things down into matter, but also willing to cut things away that no longer serve you. So it's interesting. Recently, we've had the Sun and Mercury that it's now just moved into the sign of Mars in Aries to start something new. Last week were all in line conjunction of the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn all together. So this new moon comes off the back of this deep conversation that the Sun has sat in council with Saturn and with Mercury to say, okay, what are the dreamings? What has been coming up the last couple of weeks that you have seen that has sparked something inside of you to say, hey, this is the vision. This is what I'm wanting. But Saturn here is like, okay, it's time to get to work. It's time to bring your dreams into matter. This is what's happening. Also, what's happening at this new moon, we've got this is Mars. This is energy, movement, action. Get on with it. Arrow, choom, out to the cosmos. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Making a 90-degree angle to this planet here, which is Uranus. Look at Uranus. It is like, you know, it reminds me of like satellite dishes, meep, 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 out there to create change, revolution, but it can be sudden changes. And what I see here, this 90-degree angle, so if you were to draw it in the middle, this is us in the middle, by the way, this is who we are, and all these energies are passing through us. Mars here is going, I want action. I want to get on with it. Let's go. Let's go. With here, Uranus going, okay, let's make changes. But I feel like it's not happening fast enough. Both Uranus and Mars are in fixed signs. Aquarius, fixed sign, fixed air, like getting stuck in your head. Uranus, fixed earth, Taurus, like I can't move my feet, but Uranus is all about change. So it feels like it's not moving fast enough, and it creates this 90-degree angle in the middle is creating a tension, this tension of things are not moving fast enough and change is being called. But what is that change? And this is what comes back to the Pisces new moon is the dreamscape. Come back to your dreaming. Come back, aim big. What is it that you're wanting to call in this last phase of whatever's left of the old? Because nothing's the same anymore. And we're going to see the evidence of this going into the eclipse period. So the next full moon after this, so we're at a new moon. This moon is going to move around to here, to Libra. The sun will move into Aries at the next new moon, our full moon, and we're going to have an eclipse because we've got the nodal points. These are not actually planets as such, but a place in the sky. It's a point. It's a point. It's a vibrational point that meets here with the lunar nodes. And so this energy of what is being hidden, eclipses, grand endings and grand beginnings. Things are changing. Things are changing. And also what we have here at this new moon, I'm just going to clear all these drawings so we can see it more clearly, is this Mercury today has just popped into Aries. Aries is the start of something new. Mercury is the planet of communications and cognitions, but it's also the messenger. The messenger. Mercury was the messenger to take souls down to the underworld and back to be reborn. And at 0 degrees of Aries, it's the very start of something new. So it's like listening to what are you hearing? What are you thinking? Mercury. But it's making this sextile energy. This is a 60-degree angle between this Pluto here, who is the underworld, who is Hades. Anything that passes through Pluto is forever changed. There is no going back once you visited the underworld. You are asked to give up things and to create something brand new. And this Mercury and Pluto had a conversation early February. They met here at this 0-degree point. And here, this is the first time it's like they're seeing each other again. So, what happened in the early February that you are now seeing like these little saplings that are coming up to start something new? But are you liking everything that you're seeing? Is some weeding, early spring weeding that needs to happen here to for you to be able to move through this new change, this new way of thinking, Mercury, seeing this mat across again with this head up the top, this Mercury moving, thinking, changing, what new thought patterns, Aries, newness, leadership, but leadership of the heart. We've just had a conversation here with Venus and Mars a couple of weeks ago. This energy of action from the heart, from the feminine, the masculine, the balance. But what is even balance? What is justice? What is that even? So here at this full moon, this new moon, Pisces new moon, ruled by Neptune and Jupiter, mermaid energy. And just because we can't see mermaids, just because we can't see the dreamings, doesn't mean it's not happening. Remember, Pisces is mutable air. Somewhere in our consciousness, somewhere mermaids exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know about them. So purely because they are actually in our stories and in our consciousness, they exist. Just because we can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because we can't see our dreamings and the things that we want to manifest, just because we can't see them, doesn't mean somewhere in the field of consciousness, it's not coming together. It doesn't, somewhere the fractals are joining together and turning into matter. Saturn's here. That would be evidence of that. And we might not see this now for another 6 months until, the Pisces full moon, which will happen in September, which is full illumination of what's happening now. Don't give up faith or trust in the manifestation of things. Because the moment that you are thinking that it's not working, it's like the field of consciousness just goes, oh, she doesn't want it, and swishes it around. Pisces calls us to have faith. Faith and trusting in the unseen. Trust that things are shifting, mutability, things are moving. That water does come up to the air somehow and turns back into rain. That ice will melt and refreeze again. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because there's a flood of, this ocean water, doesn't mean that someday that won't be ice just because we can't see the ice. Things are changing, and Pisces is here to show that at this new moon. So at this new moon, let go. At this dark moon in the lead up to tomorrow, let go of all that no longer serves you, all the thought patterns, anything that no longer serves you from reaching your full potential, because Pisces is calling you to go higher and deeper, deep into the cosmos. Trust that grandmother spider, the cosmic spider, is weaving her net to catch those fish out in the stars somewhere. Trust that. And on the new moon, tomorrow night here in Australia, call in your dreams, reach big, follow this Mars into action, reach big. It is calling you for revolutionary change. And it may not be easy, but it is happening. And have faith in that. We are deprogramming the system. We are deprogramming all that we've been taught about the field of consciousness. It is not a time to play small anymore. It's time to dream the best life that you could possibly think of, but not just for us, for the whole world. And we are so needing all of us to stand in faith of love of the heart. Because the more of us that are coming into our heart space, the more of us that choose love over war, the more we'll start to see that reflected back to us. What we are seeing, and this is so sad, what we are seeing out in the world is a reflection of human consciousness. We are seeing war. We are seeing so much atrocities and so much pain out there in the world. That is evidence of human consciousness and where we're at. But also there are good things out there happening too. Come into the heart, choose love, choose love. And at this Pisces new moon, let's call in love, higher love, Neptune, higher octave of love, universal cosmic love, calling that in at this new moon. With gentle and ease. New moon blessings to you.